everyone, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs, and I'm excited to be back here on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel and blog. Today, I'm going to show you a fun and easy background technique that uses a scoring board and a tracing wheel to create beautiful textures, stitches, and embossed lines that produce patterns like argyle and tile. I'm going to be using the Score Buddy today, and I'm going to be using an ergonomic tracing wheel by Dritz. I'm also going to be using a Sharpie so I can create a dot at the bottom of my scoring board so I can easily find the 3-inch mark. I'm going to do that by just placing the scoring tool in that 3-inch well and then kind of dragging it down near the bottom and then coloring in a little spot using the Sharpie marker. You can always remove that later with stamp cleaner or rubbing alcohol. But that'll really make life easy for you when you're lining up your cardstock. So I have a piece of cardstock here, and I'm going to put one corner into the 3-inch well, and the other corner is going to be down at the bottom in the 3-inch well. Now you can see I've left a little bit of room at the top to slip my scoring tool in, and I'm going to go down at every 1/4-inch mark, and I'm going to create lines going right down the card. This is pretty easy to do on the Score Buddy. There's lots of great 1/4-inch lines here for you to follow, but you can use any scoring board you want for this. Now once I get to the end, I'm going to flip it around. You can see the other lines. I'm going to flip it to the opposite way so the lines I just completed are now off to the left, and I'm going to do the same thing on the right of the cardstock. So I'm continuing to make my lines going all the way down. Now once you have all of the lines going in this direction, you can leave it and have a striped pattern, or you can turn it a 1/4 turn, and you can pop that corner into the 3-inch mark at the top and down at the bottom, and you can go down 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch and create a tiled pattern. It's so pretty to do these kinds of patterns, and you can do them on the 1/4 inch mark, you can do them on the 1/2 inch mark, you can even do bigger sheets on a bigger scoreboard at the 1-inch mark to have bigger tiles. So I'm continuing to do this one, going all the way down, and then I flipped it around, and now I'm going to use some soft stone ink and just drag that ink down the face of that cardstock, and you can really see all of the indented lines coming through. Now this looks really cool on this side of the cardstock, but you can also do it on the other side of the cardstock. On the other side, the lines protrude from the cardstock. They're not indented, and if you lightly rub over those, you'll just get lines that are in color instead of the white lines with the background being in color. So you can try it both ways and see which one you think fits your project better. But this is a really neat look as well. So my next step for this card project is, you can see here, I popped that background onto some black cardstock and onto a white note card, and I'm going to use the new Embroidered Flowers stamp set by Gina K Designs. This was illustrated by Melanie Menchinger. What I did here was I used the flowers and I embossed them with some white embossing powder, and I cut them out with the coordinating dies. Now I'm going to use the same soft stone and one of the picket-fence Studios life-changing brushes, and I'm going to add some color into the lines that are left behind. This is an emboss resist technique, and it's a great technique when you want to do a floral card like this and you really want to keep it very monochromatic, very neutral. So this is quick and easy, and then I'm just going to use a piece of paper towel just to rub over the surface of these flowers. I want to make sure there isn't any ink just resting on top of that embossing powder that's going to then get on my fingers when I'm working on the card. So you can see how pretty they look. Next, I'm going to stamp the leaves. I've made a little template here and I've cut out a bunch of leaves, and I'm just going to drop the leaf into the template, and then I'm going to ink up my stamp using some soft stone ink. So this is the same color, but instead of the lines being white, the lines are actually going to be in the light gray, and it'll be a nice contrast from the flowers that I did just a little bit earlier. This is a great way to stamp tons of leaves. Once you've lined it up perfectly, it's quick and easy to stamp them. So now I have all of my pieces, and I'm going to stamp a greeting on one of the Gina K Designs double-stitched ovals. To keep it in place, I just have it tacked down with a little bit of double-sided sticky tape right on the mat of my MISTI. And I'm going to stamp that stitched greeting, the happy birthday greeting, and then I'm going to mount that onto one of the Gina K Designs die cuts where I used the single stitch die. So the double stitched ones are just a little bit smaller than the single stitched. Once you have your layout done, you can just snap a photo on your smartphone, and then you can push those off and tape them back on into place. Your smartphone picture will tell you exactly where you wanted to have them, and that makes it easy and you don't forget. So I'm going to pop that oval on there with some tape, and then I've taped the flowers and the leaves directly onto the card, but this final flower I'm going to pop up using one of the thermal web foam squares. And there's my finished card. Quick and easy and monochromatic, and that background really looks cute. My next card, I'm going to start again at the 3-inch mark, and this time I'm going to do larger stripes. So I'm going to go to the 1/2-inch mark, and you can see I'm just giving it an extra score each time to really make sure that those lines really protrude nicely. And I just did the 1/2-inch ones. Now I'm going to flip it, go back to that 3-inch mark, top and bottom corner, and I'm going to continue on with those 1/2-inch lines. And there I've done the whole crisscross pattern, and you can see how pretty that is. I'm going to use the opposite side now, and I'm going to put it back into the score buddy at the 3-inch mark, and I'm going to use this tracing wheel. Now the tracing wheel works really well if you go up from the bottom. I find that it's easier to control that way. So I'm putting it at the 1/4 inch mark, and I'm going to do all the 1/4 inches that are in between the scored lines that I did on those 1/2-inch marks. So you can see I'm creating a beautiful stitched line in between the two embossed lines. And this is starting to look like a really cool argyle pattern. Now the tracing wheel is great to use for other things too. You can always make your own DIY tickets where people can tear off the ticket because you've got a nice deeply stitched line there. Makes it easy to tear the cardstock. You can do a little gift box of printed notes. This card is good for a hug when you need it, or good for making dinner one night, and you can have them just kind of bend the cardstock and tear off the note card and redeem their ticket. So you can see now I've turned it on to the other side, and now I'm going to finish up the stitched lines on the other diagonal. So now I'm getting the full argyle pattern. This looks really nice on white cardstock, but it also looks great on colored cardstock. When you have lots of little lines like I do here at the end of the score buddy, you just have to make sure you pick the right line to score. And if you're going to make a lot of these, there's really nothing wrong with doing a little Sharpie dot on the lines that you want to use. They come off very easily with some stamp cleaner or a little rubbing alcohol. All right, and I'll do this last little line, and now you can see how pretty that looks. All those scored lines and stitched lines make that fun argyle pattern. So for this card, I'm going to use a new stamp set by Lisa Hetrick for Gina K Designs, and it's called You Anchor Me. I'm only going to use the greeting out of this set, but I am going to use this big anchor die. Now the die will cut out the stamped anchor, but it's also fun to use by itself. So here I have a dark chocolate Gina K Designs ink cube, and I'm just streaking some ink up and down on this anchor, and it's getting to look like an old wooden anchor. That's such a fun, distressed look. So I'm going to use that on my card project, but first I'm going to pick up the greeting with my acrylic block, and then I'm going to stamp it right on one of the little flags that I cut out using the coordinating dies for the You Anchor Me stamp set. I'm going to stamp that, and then I'm going to distress it. It needs a little bit of distress ink in there, so I'm going to use some of the Gina K Designs KRAFT ink, the ink cube, to create a distressed look. I don't want to use dark chocolate because that's what I stamped it in. And now I'm going to use one of the picket-fence Studios life-changing brushes, and this is that tiny little skinny brush. And a lot of people ask me what I use these for. This is great for getting inside little flags like this, where you just want to kind of distress in the crease. I'm going to do that on both sides. And then I'm going to use this same brush to add a little bit of dark chocolate ink all down the sides of this flag. So these little brushes really do come in handy when you're doing this fine detail work and you just want to accent the edges of things or get into tight places. To complete my card project, I just adhered the anchor right onto the card and then the greeting on top. And you can see how pretty that argyle background looks. For my next card, I'm going to score at the 3-inch line, and then I'm going to do all 1/4-inch lines going all the way down. This is similar to the first one that we did, but I'm not going to do the crisscross. I'm just going to do everything on a diagonal. Now I'm going to flip it over and turn it 1/4 of a turn, but instead of crisscross lines, I'm going to use the tracing wheel to do stitched lines on the crisscross. This gives a really neat look too. So you have scored lines going in one direction, and you have stitched lines going in the opposite direction. This is a busier pattern, so I'm going to use this pattern just as a border. So I'm going to cut out a small chunk of it, and then I'm going to do a bigger pattern for the background. So you can see that's a real cute tiled look with stitches and score lines. So now I'm going to do another piece of cardstock, and I'm going to do this one all on the 1/2-inch lines. And I'm going to go all the way down on both sides, just like I did for that bigger card we did with the argyle pattern. But this one, I'm just going to leave the score lines. So I'm doing both sides, and now I'm going to use some KRAFT ink to accent the score lines. And I really love this look because it looks like wooden tile. Such a cool look. These are great backgrounds for masculine cards, but they can also be used for floral cards because they have a woody feel to them. So here are the two patterns that I'm going to use for this finished card that I'm going to show you. I used the wider diamond pattern for the background, and then for the border going across, I used a piece from the small one. For the layered ovals, I used a greeting from the new Be the Rainbow stamp set by Emily Loggins for Gina K Designs. And then I added a little flower off to the side, and that uses the Pop Art Flowers by Gina Krupsky for Gina K Designs. So we have a beautiful little flower there that gives it a pop of color, and then the encouraging greeting. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you'll give these techniques a try. Stay tuned to the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel for more great videos, and thanks so much for joining me.